Hello. I hope this works. I've never done this. Oh man. Okay, so welcome to my channel. I just wanted to take the opportunity to say thank you for anybody that's watching. So thank you. I've never done the live streaming, I've never done that. I have to admit, this week was a little bit hectic for me. I quit my job. I start a new job tomorrow, so really didn't have time to do a lot of the videos. But I am here today to answer some of the questions that have been asked quite a few times. So why did I move here? What is the difference about BC and p.e.i, etc.? I made a list just in case so I don't forget all the questions that have been asked for all over. So if anybody's online, please do ask questions and we can go from there. Now I need to try to find my list. I hope everyone is doing well. It's cold today here on p.e.i. It's -8, I believe. So it's been definitely a cooler day, snowing a little bit here and there. So I'm going down the list. Might be a little bit all over the place, but I hope that is okay. Also bought myself a little bottle of wine so that I can drink and answer some of the questions that I had. Not quite sure how long this is going to go, if it's 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 5 minutes. Anyway, like I said, first time I did this. So, was it a good move? It's always a big thing I get asked. Was it a good move to move from BC to Prince Edward Island? Definitely yes. Financially, for sure. Work-wise, even that helped me quite a bit. I do miss my kids that are there still. So that is one part that I miss. Liquid courage. Chris. Yes, definitely it helps. So it was a good move and I love it. It's definitely different. There's a lot of pros and there's a lot of cons, but I'll get into that. What do I enjoy most about p.e.i? That is a good question. p.e.i is a wonderful place, definitely different from the mountains in British Columbia to an island that has hills. Reminds me a lot of home where I came from. So that is a good piece. And what do I enjoy the most? The beaches are amazing, even though I'm not a beach person, but they're amazing in Canada here on Prince Edward Island. Oh, hi, Sarah. I'm just reading your comment here too. Moving to Newfoundland from Toronto. So that's a big move, definitely. And there you're going to be on an island as well. So back to p.e.i. p.e.i is an amazing place. The people are amazing. The lifestyle is amazing. I came from Vancouver. Vancouver was a busy place, but then we moved up to the north, to the Sunshine Coast, which was a little bit quieter. So there are a lot of similarities. And I love the people here. Even though I have a lot of friends in BC, I already made a lot of friends here on Prince Edward Island. What are the things that I really like about p.e.i? The people. I love lobster. I love the lobster roll. The food is really good here. The seafood. We're pescatarians, even though once in a while I do eat meat, but my partner is, so that is a definite plus. People are just extremely friendly. They serve a lot of islanders, and then there's a lot of people from away. So people that I got to meet as well. So you got the locals, and then you get people like myself and others that started to move to Prince Edward Island. So that is really what I like. The culture is different. There is a lot of variety of people. There's a lot of things to do as well. You know, and people say, my God, it's so cold in Prince Edward Island. Yes, it can be cold, but there's things you can do in the winter as well, like snowshoeing, cross-country skiing. There's even some hills that have downhill skiing, which I've not yet done. So those things I still have to do. The other things that I want to do is ice skating. So there's a lot of ice skating rinks. There's even a track here in Summerside that they put water on that freezes and have a Saboni that goes around and actually cures the ice or makes the ice go. And those are just some of the things that I love about PEI. The summers, the sunshine in the winter, not like BC where there's a lot of gray and rain in the winter. Yes, it's warmer, but you got a lot of those gray days. So that is definitely a plus here on Prince Edward Island. How do you compare the weather? You know, the summers are beautiful. Last year in July was a little bit colder, or rainier, but the summers are amazing. There's definitely some windy days you have to get over, but from there you just go. The summers are amazing. The winters are sunny, cold, snowy, stormy, yes, but I love the snow. So for me, it's definitely a plus. And so those are the things about the weather. And anyone, it's 4 o'clock here, so I have a sip of my wine. So we'll go for that. Cheers. And Chris, let me see what you say. Yeah. Yeah. So I have to read that some more, more quietly and to get into that. But other things. So the weather we went over, the house prices. If you come from Toronto, from British Columbia, Vancouver, extremely expensive, and you come to PEI and you can buy houses. I mean, you have to watch. There's definitely a lot of old houses that you have to watch and get checked on. And then house prices in general are just much cheaper. So my house in BC, I can buy easily 3, 4 houses for the same price here on Prince Edward Island, even though things have gone really, really crazy. So that is a big comparison. That's why we see a lot of people moving from from bigger regions like Vancouver and Toronto to come here to Prince Edward Island. And I heard it, I haven't checked it, but I've been told that Prince Edward Island is one of the most or fastest growing provinces at the moment because of all the influx of people that are coming to Prince Edward Island. Nova Scotia, I just heard Halifax, over the past 5 years have had a 26% increase in people in Halifax. So huge. And that is starting to drive the prices up for sure. The house prices we went. So do you pay more taxes in PEI? Yes, actually, taxes are a little bit higher compared to British Columbia. British Columbia taxes are a bit cheaper. House taxes and income taxes are higher. So check that out before you try to move to Prince Edward Island, because something I didn't do and I was a little shocked to hear and see. What are my friends like here on PEI? I had a lot of friends in British Columbia, and actually I'm amazed on the wonderful friends that I've made here already. And I always hear it's hard to get to know islanders. And I have to say, because of the YouTube channel I have made actually a lot of friends through that. And I have to thank Carol here in Summerside. She used to own this house in the 70s and 80s. And she came by and she really introduced us to a lot of people. So thanks to you for Carol. So I made a lot of friends because of that one person. And these are all islanders. And then the YouTube channel in general. I was in the newspaper and people reach out to me. They email me, my webpage, Canadian Life, as well on Facebook. People contact me. And that's how I make friends. So there's a lot of things that I have in common with people that also want to move here, have a lot of questions, and I try to answer. And then the locals as well, because they love what I do regarding showcasing the island. Everybody always says, go and work for tourism Prince Edward Island. And yeah, so maybe one day they will. So will contact me, that is. Taxes, friends, yes. Are the winters longer here on p.e.i? Definitely. So BC, it's about 4 weeks of a little bit colder. Not this year. They had an extreme winter this year. But usually it does get colder and rainy, and there is a little bit of snow, and the whole city shuts down. So that's crazy in general. Vancouver, I know Northern BC and all that, they have a lot of snow there too, and they have their, and that's different. But here in Vancouver, that was always something. Now the winters here are longer for sure. December, January, February, March, April, we can still get snow, and then May, June is really where the spring really starts. So you do have truly 4 seasons. So that's something that I hadn't had for a long time. In Germany, I did, even though we didn't get a lot of snow where I grew up, but it is definitely a difference. And the winters are longer, but they're sunny. They're not as rainy and cloudy and gray like they are in BC. What would pull me back to British Columbia? Maybe my kids, maybe one day, but for now, p.e.i is really our home. That's where I want to stay. We love what we have. We love the house. We love just the friends that we have made. I miss my friends, like I said, in British Columbia as well. But you get Zoom, you get this medium, you get so many other ways of contacting them. So Facebook keeps me up to date, phone calls, FaceTime, WhatsApp, that really gets it going. Originally, what made us move here to Prince Edward Island? Well, my job situation changed during the pandemic early on. And I was going, what are we doing? Why are we paying crazy amounts of mortgages? Why don't we look for something else? And we really looked at the 3 provinces, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and Prince Edward Island. And we wanted to see what we can find here. Always loved Victorian homes. My old house that we had in British Columbia was totally modern, brand new, and I wanted to have the total opposite, and that's why we have that 120-year-old house here now. Always wanted that. So really the history, the old homes, and a lifestyle change really changed me in wanting to move somewhere and start new. Not always the same. I mean, life is short. Explore, do some things. So for me, that was important. So those are the things that really made us move here. Mortgages, retirement, early retirement, potentially all those things I wanted to do. Hey, Marilyn. Oh, really? There is a thaw in January. Well, last year we thought that was the winter. Just to get back to 2021, 20 to 21, we thought that winter, well, that's easy. There was hardly any snow. Totally changed this year. There's a lot more snow now. So, and now there's a lot of snow. We had a thaw just now a little bit, and snow dropped about a foot or so. But today it's cold again. So those are some of the things. What are 5 things we like to do here in the summer? So I have a Beetle, a 1960 convertible, which you probably have seen. If not, do look through my channel. I have a video where we took the 1960 Beetle convertible through p.e.i and explored it. That is one of my funnest things to do, is take the Beetle out. I've never driven my Beetle, and I had it for over 20 years. Never driven it as much as I have now here. So love that totally. The beaches, the sun. I love to go out and explore new things. Every weekend we want to do something different, because being new to the island, we go around and check out things like lighthouses, beaches, little towns, villages, places to see. And then you get Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, same thing. That's where I want to explore. But because of the pandemic, we haven't done too much. Um, Going out in the summer with friends, there's a lot of places you can eat outside. Lobster rolls is a big thing in the summer. I like to go out and eat. So those are probably some of the fun things I like to do. Just go out with friends, have campfires, even camping, being at a cottage, doing a lot, all those things, and utilizing the outdoors in the summer while you can, because in the winter you're inside or you're outside going snowshoeing and doing some other stuff. Um, what do you do in the wintertime in the p.e.i? I think I touched on that a little bit earlier. I haven't done it. I want to go snowshoeing. Never done that in my life. Cross country skiing, I've only done once. Sleigh rides you can do. You can, like I said, skiing and all of those fun things. There's a lot to do on p.e.i or in general. You find places. Even the neighbors inviting you over to the campfire at night here in the city in the backyard. Those are fun things. We haven't done it this year, but we did last year, and then that was amazing. How do your neighbors compare to the ones they had in BC? So in BC, up in the Sunshine Coast, I had really good neighbors in the city as well, but it was limited. We lived in a townhome in the Olympic Village and literally knew one to the left and one to the right. And the one to the left really became a really good friend. And we still talk to her a lot today. So that is great. But you don't make as many friends. I know my neighbors here much, much more, and they come and help. You know, if you need a snowblower, neighbors come and blow the snow. That doesn't really happen in BC. I never saw that. Everybody talks to you, everybody's friendly, there's invites, there's kitchen parties, there's a whole bunch of cool things that you can have here on Prince Edward Island. So neighbors are amazing. I love my neighbors, and I've made many of my neighbors are really, really good friends. So I love that. Um, how do people in general compare to the people in BC? I just think uh, it's in Prince Edward Island, they're homey. They have, like I said, kitchen parties. Everybody knows everyone. They knew me before I know them because of the channel. So that was a great thing. I love those. I love that. People approaching me on the street saying, "Ah, are you the guy with the YouTube channel?" They approach you. They're friendly. They follow you. And Islanders in general are extremely beautiful and friendly people. I've heard that it is hard to get to know Islanders, and I said, never happened to me. I got to know so many, and so many of them are really, really dear friends of mine. So that is what we have. And they're definitely a little bit more laid back. So, like on the Sunshine Coast, life is a little bit easier. What do I miss from BC? My kids, the mountains, the nature is different. Nature out here is stunning. So I miss some of this. I've been there 36 years, most of my life. So that was some of that I miss. But there's so much to have here on the East Coast that I want to explore. So that's what we're doing for the next 2 years. Other things I miss is a German butcher. I haven't found one yet. Even though I don't eat meat a lot, I miss that. And German bakeries as well. So if anybody knows anything, let me know. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know where there's a good German butcher here, somewhere in the Atlantic region, and a good German bakery. I found a few, I tried, and not to what I'm used to. What don't I miss from BC? Wow. The rain. The rain. I do not miss the rain and the gray days. That is yesterday's gray here in Prince Edward Island, but it's cold. It's still nice. It doesn't rain. So that is what I love. I remember having months and months of wet roads in British Columbia. And that's normal. Again, Vancouver. Let's not put BC all in there, but Vancouver was definitely where it's a lot of rain and always wet. Um, What surprised you on PEI, and what did you never hear before you moved to the island? So one thing everybody goes, when we get storms, everybody goes, do you have your storm chips? And I go, storm chips? What are storm chips? Potato chips. So everybody buys potato chips is a thing that's been around for a decade, I believe, where people said, if there's storm come, make sure you have enough potato chips in your house. So that's something I didn't know. That is something that is totally new. And then the other thing, people like myself, I'm actually somebody that didn't grow up on the island. So I'm actually from away. That is another thing I've never heard before. We're the ones that are from away, where islanders, true islanders, are islanders. So they're born here and raised, and that's what I never knew. Um, Let me see. Cheers if anybody's drinking. And thanks for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Another thing is, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I am getting close to 1,000 subscribers. I know I'm nowhere near a channel that have 10,000, 20, 30, but that's not important to me. But I do love the idea of if I get over 1,000, I actually were able to get some ad revenue. I don't know how much, maybe $2 or $3, but I hope it's enough that eventually I'm going to buy myself a few equipments, like a brand new camera, because my iPhone, as you can see, the case is falling apart. But that is what I usually use to make all of my videos. So my old iPhone 8, I believe. Don't even know for sure. What's my favorite spot on PEI? Delhi by the Sea. I don't know if you heard it. I made a video. It's part of a national park. Delhi by the Sea is an old summer home for an American oil tycoon, I believe it was. But it's a hotel now. Beautiful place. We love driving there with the Beetle in the summer. Get something to eat, snack, and sit on the veranda or a glass of wine and enjoy just the beach, the beautiful the lake that is around there, and listening to the ocean. So Delhi by the Sea is probably a spot I truly like a lot. There's lots to see still. I haven't seen all of the island. There's much more that I need to do. Like the Basin Head is another beach I have not seen, so that's where I want to go. Anne of Green Gables, something I want to see still after a year. I haven't been able to go and see because of the pandemic and all that. So I hope to get to see that this year. Try to film a little bit. It's a national park, so I'm not allowed to fly my drone, so I can't do it from above. But I will be able to probably go and shoot some video on the inside. And the eastern side of the island, I really haven't seen. Western as well. I've been very much in the middle, Summerside and Charlottetown, and the northern part, but I need to see a lot more. Another thing I truly love about Prince Edward Island is the history. That's something that the West Coast does not have. Vancouver is 100 somewhat years old. So in 86, it became 100 years old. So it's now 140. But here on the island, there's towns that have been around since 17 something. The homes are beautiful. There's a lot of old homes. That's why one of the reasons why we moved here is because of the history, the historic homes, the beautiful churches. One of my favorite churches here on the island. And I'm sure there's others, so do let me know if you know of others, but St. Mary's, that is very close here. It's at Indian River. It's a historic church. It's no longer a church where they practice, I believe, but it's used as a music hall and other things. Acoustically, it's probably one of the best sounds that you can hear, I've been told, in a church. So I hope to get to go inside one day, but it's a beautiful church on the outside. So those are things that I love. The history on PEI is just huge. Also today, when we drove down to Charlottetown. We had to pick a piece of furniture up that we bought at a marketplace where most of our furniture comes from these days. But Mennonites and Amish, I've never seen these before, and today I must have seen 15 carriages on the highway. That is something that didn't exist on the island years back. But p.e.i is very open to diversity, and they welcomed the Amish and the Mennonites to be here on the island. It was just really fun to see them on the highway with the horses and the carriages in the cold, -9 degrees, sitting and freezing. So that was eye-opening. Something I don't want to do, but I really enjoyed watching. One other thing, so there's only a few more that I have. If you do have some questions, do ask away on the screen. I'm more than happy to answer them. Snow removal. So p.e.i, 4 snowstorms so far, 190 centimeters, 150 centimeters of snow during those snowstorms. Literally, when the snow is done, they remove the snow. And it's amazing how clean the streets are, the sidewalks, everything. They have it packed down. Like, they know how to move snow. So I made a few videos. Again, look through the channels, they're all there. What is the closest or the coldest temperature I've seen or experienced on p.e.i? That today is probably -21. There's more, actually, some coming. It's going to get -18 without the wind chill. It gets a lot colder in other places in Canada. Winnipeg, Edmonton, totally get it. But here on the island, -20 is quite cold. So it is a little bit different. Those temperatures I'm not used to. You get that maybe once every 5 to 10 years in Vancouver. They had it this year or last year or this winter, whatever you want to call it. It was definitely colder during that time. And here it is cold, man. But I say it's a dry winter or a dry cold compared to Vancouver, where it's wet. And really, that cold is different. Anyway, those were some of the questions people were asking me all the time. They said, do a video around what's the difference between BC and p.e.i. Here I did whatever I could. And I'm sure there's more questions coming, but I don't regret moving here at all. I love BC and I love Prince Edward Island. I get to see it, and I hope maybe in the winter time or in the summer, I'll rent an Airbnb out there, come out for a month, visit family and friends, my kids, of course, and sort of use that time between British Columbia and Prince Edward Island. Now, we are thinking of maybe becoming snowbirds because it is cold, and yes, there's snow, and yes, there's things to do, but probably during March, February, March, when we go to Florida. I have family down there, a brother, so might go down there, visit, see family down there, and get to explore other things that I can showcase on my channel. I do have a big trip planned, and I can't wait to showcase that. So my brothers and I, and there's 5 of us, one of my brothers has a sailboat. So we used to go sailing every 2 years in the Caribbean on that sailboat. And it's a big 60-somewhat foot sailboat, 2 masters. And we're going again in April. So I'm going to be showcasing the Caribbean on what we do down there on that boat, where we're going to go from Montanique all the way down to, well, you'll see. Anyway, I'll be showcasing that. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I want to throw in some other things, not just p.e.i, but because of the pandemic, that's all we could do. A little bit of Halifax, a little bit of New Brunswick. But soon I hope to get to travel a little bit more also for work with my new job. We'll see about that. Starting tomorrow, so I don't know what to expect, but I'm looking forward to that. So if I get to travel, I get to see places, I like to share that. So anyway, that's what I'm gonna do. Now, this was the first time I streamed. It's been 30 minutes. Didn't think I could fill in the 30 minutes talking to myself, listening and reading some of this stuff that you guys posted. Thank you, Merlin, Chris, Sarah, very much for watching. I appreciate it. Cheers. Do share my videos. Tell your friends all about it. I mean, that's how I grow my channel. So do like and subscribe. It does help me grow. I do hope to get to that 1,000 subscribers soon. I do have a lot of show time, video time. There's 4 things you need to accomplish before YouTube starts to monetize some of the things, the work that you do. I hope to get that done soon. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and see you next week with a new video. I'm going to showcase some drone footage, which I do have on a computer that I need to still edit, about Prince Edward Island and the snow that we got. Some amazing drone footage I want to share, and some places that we visited. So see you all next week. This is how we live in Canada, Canadian life. See you next time.